The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour. Brought to you by Nadex. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Tommy O'Brien, and Darrell Martin.
Welcome, folks. Tommy O'Brien, Darrell Martin. Tom O'Brien, we do appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Right now, we have the Dow Industrials are up 3. You get the Nasdaq up 13. S&Ps are up 4. Gold contracts up $6.30, trading at $1,331. You have silver down 11 cents at $20.05. The oil market, that's getting slammed pretty good. That's down $1 at 45.03. We have the bonds, the notes are up 8 ticks. The 30 years up 14 ticks. King dollar's up 17 ticks at 96.58. Darrell Martin, what's going on?
How you doing today?
Doing great, man. Yourself? What's happening, man?
Good morning. Good morning.
Good
Morning, Darrell.
Hey there, Tommy.
And folks, you come over to our website at TFNN. You're going to see the Nadex banner on the top of the side. You can bring that exchange up. They'll put $25,000 of paper money into your account. You can see how these contracts like to trade.
We're getting some movement in gold, right?
We are. And you know I think what's unusual out here today is this, is that all the commodities are getting basically, well, they're not getting toasted, but they're down pretty good.
Can you bring up the commodity?
Yeah, and the dollar hasn't moved yet. You know, it won't back off the top, but you can see, you know, these, if you're watching Tiger TV, this would be the top 20, let's say, commodities that are tradable.
Everything's red but what? Orange juice and then gold.
Yeah. And it's not like they're up much, you know what I mean?
So even silver's down, which is interesting with gold.
It is.
Yeah.
And I think what we have here, folks, is this, is that silver was staying at its highs last week. And silver this morning has a little juice on the downside. You know, we've already done 34,000 contracts, so it's like, okay, you know, we'll see whether they stay at a lower price. But I suspect what we're going to see here is that if we go over and look at good old King Dollar for a second, this dollar does not want to go down. You know, it's like we've been laying the same place. It hit 96.71, the index, the dollar index this morning. It's just hanging right there.
And it would make sense, right, in terms of no matter what happens, I think, with the Brexit from a fundamental deal, automatically there's going to be turmoil within the euro.
There is.
So immediately there should be some kind of premium on the dollar, so you can see why it's had trouble even retreating. It's kind of, no matter what happens with bonds, you know, that's a little different because the dollar and the euro, no matter what happens, I think the euro is going to have some volatility. And
you know what's wild, too, is that it's like we get back to the same deal that markets are always thinking about new things all the time. It's like, okay, so now is the dollar the best and the worst currencies? And it is. Do you know what I mean? Like, right, do you know what I mean? Like,
compare the two, yeah.
Yeah, all the currencies seem to be going down, but it's like, hold it. What do you want to hold?
If you really look at your risks, right? I mean, it'll probably be a lot more news and speculation than there will be like hardcore effects. I think,
agree.
On the market.
No, I know.
But guess what? If which way can it go really bad? You know, is it the dollar or the euro?
That's right.
There could be some unforeseen deals going on with the euro.
Yep. Right. There's no doubt.
And I think that's what you're seeing priced in.
And that's the demand.
At a minimum.
Right. And that's the demand.
Yeah.
And what you do have also, which is pretty cool, is that the bond market, even though it's pulling back right now, in order for, let's say, other countries and sovereign funds buying the bond, well, they have to buy. You only buy the bond with U.S. dollars.
Sure.
So first they have to convert their money to dollars to buy the bond.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
so it's like, okay, so that's a demand.
And that's where all those interrelationships really get awesome if you can figure them out. Yeah.
They do. So what are we looking at today, Darrell?
Gold and silver.
Silver.
You're spot on. I mean, the metals right now, you got, silver's flying up, gold down. So, I mean, there's some nice movements going on.
Yeah.
Gold right now, that's basically hanging out right about at a 1 deviation move to the downside. And so we'll see how much more we got in that. But, I mean, we've been getting these pops in, volume that pulls back. And, I mean, not downside, the upside. I was looking at oil. Sorry, oil and silver is what I was looking at.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, oil down at 1 deviation.
Okay.
And silver flying on up. And, I mean, my two charts are I'll put my second chart up here. But yeah, every once in a while I start playing with silver, and I mean it gets some really when it starts really getting some nice movement on it, and I mean it's just been flying up all morning. So
yeah, because percentage-wise, it can have some really huge moves.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean you look at this thing. I mean it flew down, and then you hop on here and.
So the first chart I'm looking at, is that silver?
Yeah, the left side is silver. The right side is oil.
Yeah.
And oil has just like been down, down, down. Silver was down earlier, but then it just, I mean, literally the last, 2 hours this morning, just flying right back up. And so, I mean, it makes some really nice plays, especially when you're trading, that's really good volatility, and you can go in there and, take advantage of that. I like trading oil over on Nadex. Silver, their binaries are good. Their spreads, the ratio's pretty bad.
Okay.
Just because of how it ticks.
Yeah.
So it ticks in like 0.001 over on Nadex. And
yes.
So by them dropping that decimal, I mean it literally takes, I want to say it's 50 silver contracts to equal 1 silver future.
Okay.
So now if you're trading, some size with it, then you go and do 50 of them. It's like $9. That's not so bad, but on fees and stuff. But it can really add up on the fee side there. But if on the flip side, something I do tell people, I trade on the futures mainly, but on the flip side, it's a really low leveraged instrument, and on Nadex, and so we'll talk about that when we get back.
And the oil contract is dynamite on Nadex.
It's excellent on Nadex.
Yeah. You stay right there, folks. Darrell and Tommy and myself are coming right back. Dow Industrials right now are up 8. You get the Nasdaq up 16. S&Ps are up 4.5. We're gonna be right back.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Techno-Mental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Techno-Mental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Techno-Mental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionics, oil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. We take your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Welcome back, folks. Darrell Martin, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien. We do appreciate you growling and prowling with us out here. Well, we're talking the Nadex platform, folks. If you haven't test drove it yet, great time to do it. Just hit that banner, bring it up. We'll walk you through these contracts. Right now, we're talking about the oil contract. And, you know, Darrell, after this, let's set up. You know what's going to be pretty cool, man, is that tomorrow, I was just looking, Microsoft is coming out with their numbers at 10 past 4 tomorrow. So we're going to talk oil first, but then we're going to talk about, you know, what you can do. You know, Microsoft's a big weighting inside the NDX 100.
Sure.
Exactly. We got Google coming up and everything. Yes.
Yeah.
So, one thing I want to bring up, this is just one of those lessons that, unless you've sat down and done all the math on every instrument, you don't know.
Yeah.
And I sat down a long time ago and did all the math on all of them.
Yes.
But it's on the silver contract. And, you know, every exchange has products you love. You know, like you mentioned orange juice, you know, Tommy, you know, earlier, you know, it's like not exactly one of those things you want to trade.
Yeah.
Sure. Silver on Nadex is sort of one of those products I don't trade that much. But if somebody had a small account and they wanted a contract that wasn't going to move a whole lot really fast on them, and they want to trade a spread, silver could be that contract. Okay? And what I want to show you is silver itself ticks in 0.005.
Okay.
Okay?
Yeah.
But on Nadex, it ticks in 0.01. So it has to move quite a few ticks to really see a change on that spread.
Yeah.
Okay? And then, of course, once you start leveling out the tick dollar size, I mean, you're really talking 50 spread to take a 1, you know, future.
Right.
Which, you know, if you're a trader of size, sort of makes you go, I don't know about that, because there's not a lot of liquidity there, right?
Sure.
In contracts. But as a new trader, if you want to trade, you know, silver, which is sort of fascinating to trade, and so that's not just going to move, you know, like $100 on you in 5 seconds, okay? Because, I mean, it's 0.01 is the actual movement. Then what I call it more of like and I know that may not be the perfect term, but it's sort of like a lower leverage spread.
Yeah, no, I know what you're saying. It's just to get used to kind of movement,
So if you want to trade a spread, but not have, you know, I mean, where you're, you know, I mean, it moves a whole lot. I mean, you're probably only going to be up like $15, $20.
Yeah, it's lower volatility.
You know? But also it moves a whole lot against you. You're only going to be down like $15 or $20.
Right, lower volatility could be a good thing in just terms of capital preservation always.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Even though silver can be a very volatile instrument, due to how it ticks, it's lower volatility, or, you know, whatever you want to call it. Leverage.
To your capital.
It's like a mini contract. Yeah.
Right.
Exactly. Or micro, you know, almost would be a way to put it.
Right.
So it's one of those contracts. I petitioned Nadex to make a higher leverage one, sort of like what they did with Nasdaq. It used to take 25, and now it only takes 2.
Right.
You know.
Right.
So I mean, I think they should keep it as like a mini, and then have a sort of their full size whatever contract.
Yeah, which on the futures exchange they have, right? I mean,
exactly.
Yeah, right.
So there's even micros and stuff on gold on futures.
Sure. Yeah.
So, but just it's one of those things to be aware of, because if you're not aware of it and you trade it, then you're going to be really upset as a silver trader.
Yeah.
Okay. Because you don't understand you don't look at that tick difference. And then, but if you're a new trader looking for just a really small dollar spread, you only got $100 in your account to play with, $200, something like that. That's one of those spreads you could play with, and have some learning mistakes and that not be real expensive.
Okay.
You know. So just sort of a different way to look at things.
Sure.
But anyway, thought I'd bring that up, and it's just important to know those ratios if you're coming from the futures world into it, or even if you're coming from you're brand new, like S&P, Nasdaq. I mean, they're worse. I mean, S&P, it's it ticks in 0.1. It ticks faster, than the actual futures market. So it can actually move pretty fast on you if you're not used to that. And on Nadex. Now, I mean, it's capped risk, which is awesome.
Right.
But I love it because it moves fast. Same reason I love Nasdaq, stuff like that, because it moves faster than the futures.
Yeah.
But if somebody wants something that moves slower because they're newer or they just don't like that speed, that silver is it's a playground, to go check out. So.
No doubt.
And then once you're ready for the Nasdaq, go there.
Yeah.
Exactly. then you get to start playing. But yeah, and oil and gold are fantastic.
Yeah.
They tick the exact same way, 0.1 for, gold and 0.01 for oil.
Yes.
The bid-ask spreads on gold are usually really tight.
Yeah.
So, they're anywhere between, I've seen them 1 tick to maybe 5 ticks.
Right,
Right.
Exactly. 4 ticks is normal, which is great because you have huge volatility anyway.
Yeah.
I mean, and the same with oil. I mean, oil is amazing, I think, because the oil market has been more volatile than even gold. I mean, you know what I mean?
Nothing's been more volatile than oil.
Oil's been fantastic. So, I mean, we've
down
had
to 27 up to 50, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, from 100.
Right, exactly. Yeah, when you put it in percentage terms, it's pretty remarkable.
And oil's one of those things that can, be very scary as a futures trader. You get in there, and I mean, it can wipe you out or make your day, or it can make your day and then wipe you out, and
I mean, just in the last week or two, right? I mean, huge trends percentage-wise when you talk about where we've been and where we go almost on a daily basis. Percentage-wise, for such an enormous market that oil is, the swings are remarkable.
Seriously.
Yeah.
And the biggest spreads on Nadex, I mean, in the good way, like the ones that can make the most, like the widest spreads, not the bid offer, but the actual floor ceiling, is oil. So they have the widest spread on Nadex is $1,000 spread.
That's a $10 spread in oil? Is that what that is? Yeah, I've seen those,
Yeah, so that's their big dailies. Now, of course, they have a lot smaller ones, too, so you don't
That always makes the butterflies go around your head about possibilities of market moves.
It does.
You ever catch one of those right?
Oh, man.
Yeah.
And what does happen is that, you're going to get $1 and $1.50, it seems like, every day, both ways.
For sure.
Right.
That's
right.
I mean,
and that's $1,000 to $1,500 per contract. So it's pretty intense. Do you know what I mean?
And that's if you're doing one future, so 10 oil spreads.
Right.
So
right.
I would like to people, they can go in there and they can do 100, or they can go in and they can do 1.
Right.
And you can't trade that small. Over on the oil future, you can do the minis. You do $5 a tick.
Right.
But you go down to $1 a tick by doing the Nadex contracts. So,
Right.
But
speaking of Nadex, NASDAQ, I was thinking NASDAQ in my head. Microsoft's coming out.
Yeah, so Microsoft.
Yeah,
so
let's talk about that.
Yeah, so Microsoft, folks, here. So now this is where this is always interesting. So Microsoft's coming out at 10 past 4, which is perfect.
That's tomorrow, right?
Tomorrow,
yes.
after the close. Because the reason, one of the reasons it's perfect is that you have the futures that stay open to quarter past, the Nadex that stays open to quarter past.
Right.
So you're talking,
you have the daily spreads expire, you have the daily binaries expire.
Right. So depending what you're thinking on Microsoft and just what the index is going to be doing tomorrow in general, there's going to be a couple good trades there.
Sure, and a good if you're going to make that trade, you'd come in right prior to like 4 o'clock, right, or 4 o'clock. You're going to come in really close to it because you don't want to pay that time premium.
Exactly.
If you're really in there to play that news event.
Well, Darrell, I know you remember this, Darrell, because it was.
It's in the Dow as well now, right?
Okay.
So,
that's right.
Yeah, you can play a lot of the indices.
You got the Dow
and it's probably going to have so much of an effect on other stocks, right? That it's going to move all those indices.
It's going to move, right? It'll be the biggest effect, though, I think, on the NDX. We'll have to look it up because I think the structure,
weighting.
the weighting structure itself.
Right.
But and then next week
that just adds to its ability to impact the Nasdaq because it's also in the Dow. So because it'll basically more shares will be traded.
Yeah, no doubt. And then next week, folks, okay, so the reason we're bringing it up is that those contracts, when they expire and they're that close and you have a large weighting, it's pretty cool because you're going to get movement, Yeah. And,
I mean, you have an option with 5 minutes until expiration with news breaking.
Right.
That can be a good situation sometimes.
AT&T and Visa, and, a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Stay right there, folks. Tommy, Darrell, myself, we're coming right back. You get the Dow up 22, Nasdaq's up 23, S&P's are up 6.5. We're going to be right back.
Today, it's hard to tell if the economy is coming or going. Regardless, I want my money going in the direction I choose. If that's your stance as well, then you want to know how Everbank can help keep your money thriving just the way you want. Is growing your money a priority? Everbank is committed to a yield pledge promise to pay high yields on your checking, money market, and CD balances. Looking to diversify? Everbank ingeniously developed accessible ways to spread your money around the world into foreign currencies and even non-FDIC insured metals. And when it comes to your wealth, they bring a highly experienced and global perspective to help you manage it. Everbank's financial philosophy flies in the face of the status quo. They believe your money's performance should not be determined by today's economic circumstances, but by the drive to rise above them and create opportunities that favor your objectives. If that excites you like it does me, visit everbank.com/TFNN to find out what they can do for you. Again, that's everbank.com/TFNN. Visit them today. Everbank is a member FDIC and equal housing lender.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.
TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry. Powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're talking the Nadex platform, and you know, I was just going through a couple more numbers here. So, you know, Microsoft's going to be good for tomorrow, right? The real kicker, I think, is going to end up being next Thursday. You have Google coming out on the 28th and Amazon within a minute of each other.
Well, Microsoft is a little bit like iffy on when they sometimes they'll release their numbers right away. Sometimes they'll start their conference call up and talk for 10 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they don't always have that impact.
And even 10 past isn't as good as sometimes when, like, you're probably going to say Google and Amazon. It's
split second.
Right
Yeah.
after the
What it's saying, we know Google.
Because if you're playing for movement, right?
Yeah.
You want to give it 15
bing,
minutes.
Bing.
That would be nice if it hits.
And Google is like a split second or a microsecond after 4. Now Amazon, check this out. This is the first time I've seen this. Amazon is saying 1 pass they're going to put it out. That's the first time I've seen that. Do you know what I mean?
Cool.
Yeah. So it's like, okay, that is some big weighting structure. You know, if we go over and look at Amazon, I mean, you know, Google's been a dog lately, but Amazon, man, is a monster.
And we both know no matter what they've kind of been doing, they can move themselves dramatically with those numbers because they can be big.
Right.
On both sides, but they can be big.
It's their choice.
Yeah. Well, not that it's their choice, but just those numbers are so remarkable sometimes, and they really can point to different things that can be huge moves either way.
Our phone number is 877-927-6648. And then
I was just going to say it'll be interesting. Amazon, right? They just had the Prime Day. I'm sure they're going to be talking about that. It was just the recent week, and the fact that they killed their numbers from what they've put out. Who knows really what those numbers and profits equal, right? But they get enough headlines. What were we going to say, Darrell?
I was going to say, I bought a bunch of stuff on Prime Day.
Did you? Yeah, we didn't. I bought some the previous year. But you know what? I'm on there so often that I really try not to get caught. And this is kind of speaking, just the sales
I know
mentality,
it's
because guess what? That's like, so
I had some things I needed to buy.
That's good.
And I was to it, and I'm like, I'm gonna go see if they have some of this stuff on sale, and they did, and I was like, oh,
that's
sweet,
perfect. Because what I had bought literally, I think like an oven mitt, for my grill or something, and that's where it's like perfect, where you get, the discount for something. You just wait a few days, and you're gonna get the same value you get in a store. And so that was on its way. So I'm ordering stuff all the time, and I think that's why, but it's still remarkable.
Also my mom's birthday, so like I got her a little wish list on there.
If then they're a powerhouse. So we'll see how those numbers. You never know. I mean, it's remarkable. I thought, because I didn't do any shopping and you didn't do any shopping,
right?
Maybe they're pushing their luck with like, let's create a sale day, and then they just crush it somehow. So,
and they probably got a lot of new Prime.
I think
numbers,
that's probably
right?
what I didn't factor in, and that's where there's so many things, right? Where we've been on Prime for years and years and years. And it's funny, I don't even watch Amazon Prime content as much, but
they're also doing Prime Direct now, like they deliver directly to your house, like within like 2 hours.
Yeah. Tampa has a hub here, so we have a lot of good stuff that gets rolled out occasionally. So we get to see that type of quick delivery, whether it's same day. Correct.
It's amazing that they've actually pulled that off. Just in general.
You're like, oh, I need more Gatorade, and boom,
it's it's an on-demand world, and that's if you can figure it out the quickest, it's smart. Everybody wants it right now, as cheap as possible. Really.
Well, you know what killed me over the weekend? I've been getting our paper towels on Amazon, right? And it's a good deal, right? And so paper towels are so expensive, and we just use a lot of them. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I was so happy when I went to the supermarket. They were on sale, so I didn't feel that bad. You know what I mean? But it's like, I don't want to pay a full price for Bounty towels anymore. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, right. You can see why,
And once you get locked into that, then you're in the good way, in the sense of like you get used to it. You're like,
right. Once you get
I don't have to go to the store.
Yeah, you get locked into the item getting delivered at probably the best possible price, right? I mean, that's what that's what Bezos is trying to do, at least. Where, he's not just selling you bad. He's selling you, we can get it to you the cheapest, for the quickest, and why not just sign for recurring items? Just let us do it over and over.
And you have it in your garage, and you just so it's like, okay.
Yeah. And if you got kids, you don't got to drag them to the store to buy. I got to get two things.
For sure.
And stuff like that.
That's none of us
the
moving
service on demand type economy. It ties into that, right? Where that's getting serviced out. That service of doing the shopping, bringing it home.
It's a big.
They're even doing meals and stuff now. They'll do like local delivery of restaurants and everything.
Yeah,
that's part of their new local Prime here in Fort Worth, anyway. So
that's going to be a big deal. Especially because you see those companies popping up too, where they send you the meals and you do the cooking and stuff like that, where you're not even going out and buying all the different stuff.
Right.
As people are trying to like be more aware of their food too, and how they maybe shopping better, getting real food delivered.
I think that's a cool idea. There was a place you could go in and you could make a bunch of meals. Like you could make 5 meals for the week or whatever.
That's awesome.
Take them home. And having it delivered to your house, I mean, because a lot of times you go on and then you look at these, cookbooks, and there's like 10 ingredients you don't have that you need like a teaspoon of.
Right. Exactly.
And I remember my friend, one of my friends used to live in the Dominican. He lived over there for like 5 or 6 years, and he said that people would come in and buy like spices by the teaspoon and tablespoon, and to me that was like hilarious. And, And they don't have a lot of money, but I was like, that was just sort of funny that I can imagine going to say I want 1 teaspoon of ginger or whatever.
Yes, meal right?
But I mean that's basically what they're doing is they're selling just the teaspoons and tablespoons, and
it's really
you get every little spice
you don't waste anything. The whole I battle not to waste stuff almost for that same reason, because I like to cook a lot, and it's tough because I'm usually cooking for myself, and that's a battle when you have so many items you're buying or whatever it is.
It is.
Yeah, you end up making enough for 12 people.
You have to, and then you try. Right? Exactly. I definitely laugh. I feel like I'm cooking for a family anyway, because when you cook, you can't cook for like one person.
Not if it's going to be good.
Very easily. Right. Exactly.
Right. So I bet Amazon will be selling meal packages soon. Just give them a few moments. So.
Man, I'd hate to be in a business where they could be in your business in 2 seconds.
What business are you not if you're on the internet? There's so many, right?
I know.
I mean, when you talk about even then you combine the cloud in there, and they're really hitting a lot of businesses when you think about what they might just want to, branch off into too. That you're not there.
Their workspaces are awesome. I don't know if you've checked them out, but they have Amazon workspaces you can get now. So if you want to get a computer on the cloud, I mean, you can set it up in minutes, and I mean, it's just like working on a computer. But it's
what is it now?
The Amazon Workspace. It's workspace or workstation.
Okay.
And you can go in, and I mean, I think the best one is like $50 a month or something. Okay. So you can go on. You can have this high-powered computer with very fast, stable internet, stable electricity, all that stuff. And you can hop on. I mean, I know a lot of traders that hop on and they actually trade off of Amazon's workspaces instead of getting those little bitty ones made for MetaTrader. You know, they want a more powerful computer.
Okay.
And you can do 2 screens and you can look at all the stuff and you can put all your software on there.
So it's like a slave off the.
Yeah,
that's interesting.
Yeah, it's a remote workstation, and you just click one button on your desktop or from anywhere, and it'll launch it up, open it up, and then all of a sudden you're working on your computer. And so, I mean, that's one of the things they're doing
With all
now.
different pieces of software that is included inside the workspace. So that's what the workspace would be called, right?
And you can put anything on there you want to. You know, so whatever. I mean, you could run your Bloomberg off of it if you wanted to. You know, that type of thing. So sort of a cool way to, you know, remotely run. It's just a VPS, but a lot of people aren't familiar with VPSs, and they've made these workstations, and they're actually better priced than most VPSs out there. And they have like 4 different levels of them, and I think like said the top one's like $50 or $60.
And that's expensive, really. That's $600, you know. But
right, no. If you put it on like what it's going to a yearly sign up, that would be a lot. But
I'm sure
but if they're always upgrading the hardware every year versus you have to buy a new computer every year.
It can be both. It can be like expensive and a good deal, right? You know, right.
Yeah, they're in everything. So we'll see what happens in their earnings soon. So.
You stay right there, folks. Darrell, Tommy, and myself, we're coming right back. We have the Dow Industrials right now up 24. You get the Nasdaq up 27. S&Ps are up 7.5. We have gold up $3.40. Silver's down 15 cents. We're going right back.
Has the current market volatility continued to stop you out of trades when the market spikes against you? Now is the perfect time to open up an account with Nadex. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a brand new, completely regulated Chicago-based exchange, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their completely free trading platform, which also features real-time charts and full customization capability. One of the advantages of trading with Nadex in volatile markets is that your risk is always capped and you have the ability of keeping your trades open even when the market spikes against you. Nadex is completely brand new with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's Nadex.com. Or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
David White's newsletter, The Technology Insider, is focused like a laser on finding the next big things in technology. If you had invested only $10,000 in Microsoft in 1986, you'd have been a millionaire by 2000. Disruptive technology like Microsoft's is the key to these massive long-term profits, and the Tech Insider is the vehicle from TFNN to capitalize on these opportunities. This is the go-to newsletter that identifies, monitors, and profits on mostly little-known cutting-edge companies with great long-term prospects. David's experience is as an inventor of Emmy-winning animation products for TV and Hollywood that propelled a company public. Match that with 14 years as a full-time trader, and he's uniquely qualified to guide you through the light-speed world of ever-evolving high-tech. If you're ready to ride the next big technology bull market for less than $40 per month, log on to TFNN.com and get your 2-week free trial to the Technology Insider. Get in on the ground floor of the next big thing today.
This segment is brought to you by TFNN. Test drive all the newsletters for free at TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. And hey, Darrell, the trade that you had done on Google, right? This is probably a year ago now. I mean, time goes fast, but
It does.
I do them every quarter, but yeah.
No, I know, but remember you had scored big time because I remember you had set it up when we were on in the morning. What was that a strangle? What was that?
It's a strangle, binary strangles.
A binary strangle. Okay.
Yeah, I would layer into them. I do like out of the money strangles, like really far out, like cheap ones.
Yeah.
And then I'll do a closer one that I basically highly expect, even if it's not a big impact report, to at least move it enough to fill that one on the side of the other. So.
And so a strangle is what, Darrell? If you can go through, what are you buying and selling?
Be buying a binary above the market.
Right.
Okay.
Okay, for less than $50. All right.
Okay.
And then selling a binary below the market that would cost, the amount you have to put up is less than 50. The risk is less than $50.
Sure.
Okay.
So if I buy one for 10 and I sell one for 90, that means my risk is $20. So because they go from 0 to 100, and so $20 there. And now, I mean, if it has to make
the 90,
one
so
side
you're
or the
risking
other
10.
has to make at least $10 to break even.
Okay.
Because one side or the other is most likely going to lose. Sometimes they don't. And so what I'll do is I'll maybe go in and do one for like say 35 or 40 or whatever.
Yeah.
So $20 on each side. I'll let that one ideally make $40. Okay. So it goes in, it makes a net profit of 40, and that gives me $40 extra to play with on the cheaper ones, like the $5 ones and $10 ones. And so if there's an explosive move, then that's where I really clean up.
Well, it's so funny. I just looked at it. So it was a year ago because it was the one in July.
Cool.
It was actually a year ago because they closed
this earnings in 2015.
Exactly, because I remember this so well. But you got to be kidding me, man, because it closed at
got a big pop
565 and it opened the next day. But that happened at that expiration. It was trading at 645. It was a $100 move. That's crazy, man. Okay.
Yeah, there's a cool little website. I've used it probably for 10 years now, and it's called optionslam.com.
Option Slam?
Yeah.
Okay.
And it's made for people who it's something I used to do. I don't do it as much now because, namely I trade. If I trade options, I'm trading future options or Nadex options.
Yeah.
But it basically lists all the movements of every earnings report for all the companies out there. And so it's sort of a cool way to see.
The expectation, you mean?
Yeah, the expectation and the history.
Oh, I see. Okay, cool.
And it'll show like an hour after, a day after, a week after, stuff like that. And so it's sort of cool to look at when you're looking at, maybe want to play a play like this on, so like Nadex, same day earning expectations type thing.
Yes.
Or if you're wanting to use, even if you like to trade stocks, and you want to trade short-term strangles, stuff like that, or straddles, then you can go in and you can look at it and see, what stocks usually have a big move.
Right.
Which ones don't usually have a big move, because those are the ones you probably don't want to mess with.
Sure.
And, you spread it around and all that. And that's what I used to do. I'd spread it around and buy, 5 or 6 of them, and then whichever one moved big, it'd usually keep moving big.
Yeah.
And so I'd then take all the money and move it over, to the ones that were moving big. And it wasn't the wisest strategy because Vega was really against me, but it worked out for a little bit, and it was a fun thing. But it's still a tool that I like to reference now and then.
Right.
And they have a lot of free information on there, but they have all sorts of recommendations, and I don't play with any of that stuff on the site. But I do like getting the statistics of, within an hour, within a day, within a week, how by expiration, how much does that stock usually move? So sort of a cool little tool, and you can look up Google on there.
No, exactly. And in fact, as we were just talking, I just pulled up Apple. So Apple is going to be on the 26th. I think that's Tuesday, Wednesday. Yeah. So that's next Tuesday as Apple's numbers, and then Facebook is Wednesday, and then Google and Amazon's going to be Thursday.
Yeah. So we got Visa and Apple and Amazon, and there's a whole bunch of them. So, and there's a lot in there. That'll impact. The Dow only has 30 stocks.
Sure.
Yeah, they're all going to have an effect on the indices.
Right.
For sure.
Right.
And my favorite ones are usually usually see NASDAQ move more than any of them, off like Google.
Right.
So that's my favorite one. And sometimes I put that trade on in the middle of the day. I think that's what I did, the one you're talking about.
Yeah, you did.
I put it on during the show because if you try to go in right at the end, if the market's moved a lot, you may not have, a good strangle because it may have taken up the binaries. Now, what I will say is Nadex has done a much better job, but it has to move by 12 or so, okay?
Yeah.
If the market makes a big move by 12, then Nadex has actually got to where they add more strikes now.
Okay.
But if it hasn't moved by then, and then all of a sudden it starts moving, like, which is what happened on the show. It's starting to move like up and down quite a bit, and I was like,
it had a big day before those earnings.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm going to go ahead and put, my position on now while I can, because I have ran into times when I'm trying to do that play, and I go in like at 3:30, 3:45 to my trade on, and there's nothing there because it's already blown past all the strikes.
Sure.
So there's that balance of, hey, I can get it cheaper if I can get it really close to before it comes out, because there's not as much time premium in there, but I also may not be able to do the trade at all. So so a lot of times I'll do part of my position in the afternoon if the price is right, based on what I'm looking for expectation of movement, and then I'll go in and maybe if there's some just really good cheap ones right there at the end, I may grab a few more and take them out.
Yeah, it totally makes sense too. So because if they haven't moved at the end, then it's like now you really get some action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because basically you have 10 minutes left till the thing expires, or 15 minutes left, or 20 minutes left, whatever. So yeah, it's like buying an option on Friday at 10 minutes before the close. It's going to move really fast, like a call or put option, right? Because there's only a few minutes left. There's no theta in there, and there's just a little bit of IV left. In this case, it has implied volatility, but it's based on you're looking at a stock, to trade the future. So it sort of works out a little bit better for you.
And inside the Dow out here today, folks, Apple is the #1 mover. That's up 1%. Microsoft's up 0.9. You get Home Depot up 0.7. Goldman's up 0.7. Taken away from it is Caterpillar's down 1.7. Chevron's off 0.6. ExxonMobil's off 0.3. If we go over to the end,
JP Morgan too.
And JP Morgan, yes, off 0.3. If we go over to the NDX, the mover out here is NetEase. That's up 3%. You got Seagate Technologies up 2.8. JD.com's up 2.6, and Liberty's up 1.8. Taken away from it is that Monster Beverage is down 4.5%. Look at this thing.
They must have had news come out or something.
Yeah. That's a nice downdraft. What do we got here?
With how well it's done.
I know.
But
let's see.
No, I think.
I know that shouldn't. Once MS. Oh, 1 second. That news didn't seem to correspond to it, right? That's what I was saying. Yeah. MNST.
Yeah.
MNST.
There you go. Downgrade them. Wells Fargo downgraded them to market perform.
Look at that. What's so funny is that
analyst downgrades.
Is that sometimes an analyst downgrade makes them really go south, and sometimes it just doesn't do anything. I've always wondered, like, okay, what is the difference? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Analyst upgrades, analyst downgrades, analyst neutral. Yeah.
I know.
I bet it can vary so greatly, right? As in, who's buying and selling the stock? Do they know the analyst? What do they think of that analyst?
Yeah.
What do they think of Wells Fargo?
Right.
Maybe, all of that probably comes in. Is that real? Maybe they're like, wow, I really respect that guy. Or maybe they're like,
are they selling into me?
Or they knew,
You stay right there, folks. Darrell, Tommy, myself, we're coming right back. We have the Dow right now up 26. Nasdaq's up 27. S&P's up 7.5. We're going to be right back.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Hi, I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
It's 2016 and TFNN has a brand new programming lineup to kick things off. Starting January 4th, Swim Lessons by Thinkorswim and TD Ameritrade will be airing 5 days a week at noon Eastern Time. Join hosts Scott Connor, Kevin Hinks, and Cindy Faber as they host their daily options program live at noon 5 days a week with no commercials for the entire hour. Nico DeHaan and Paige Clark will be moving their program, Living a Primal Lifestyle, to twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays from 7 a.m. until 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Wake up with Nico and Paige and start your day off right. The Bull Bear Binary Option Hour by Nadex will now be live Mondays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Start and end the week with the three hosts, Tom O'Brien, Tommy O'Brien, and Darrell Martin, as they break down the world of trading binary options and spreads. For all the details on the new 2016 programming lineup, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Catch Basil Chapman as he uses his Chapman Wave methodology to call the markets. The Tiger Technicians Hour, next on TFNN.
Welcome back, folks. And folks, don't forget, no matter where you are right now, listening in your car, if you're on the West Coast, I know it's early. I hope you guys and ladies have a great day at work. Remember, you can get us right on your cell phone, TFNN.com. You hit Tiger TV. Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we do live programming, 8 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. Tuesday, Thursday, 7 in the morning to 6 in the afternoon. That's all Eastern Standard Time. And you get it right on your cell phone. Just hit Tiger TV, great HD quality video, audio, all of the above. You know, this week we got a lot of numbers coming out, no doubt. And if you haven't traded the Nadex platform, great time to test drive it, because you can do a couple different things. You can put day trades on, you can put the weeklies on. I think next week I'm really going to be excited, because I'd like to short the NASDAQ right now, even on a weekly, but it's like I don't see it yet, because I think it wants to go a little bit higher, and I like the idea that we have Google and Amazon coming out next Thursday.
Yeah, and could it like fall apart before all those earnings?
No,
that would be tough, right?
Exactly. I mean, that's yeah. Because people are going to wait.
There's such an opportunity. If it did, it would be tough for it to fall apart ahead of that. So I agree with you.
You know, yeah. Because I think
if it did fall apart, people would be buyers, as they should. Because guess what? If you're going to fall apart, and then you're going to get exposure to earnings, well, there's much more. Yeah.
That's exactly. You know. And so, hey, listen, you know.
And you like to trade big moves, and guess what? Next week's probably going to be the opportunity for a big move if you're.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. You know. And what does happen in the summer, you know, Mondays and Fridays are slower. You know, now they haven't been, and you know, today looks like, you know, this is going to be like
Microsoft's still tomorrow, so there's still action. Yeah. But
and this looks like it's going to be.
The VIX dropped quite a bit on us too.
Okay. So. That would make sense. Kind of speaking to the same thing, right?
Yeah,
where everyone's going to see.
It should pick up with earnings season, ideally. So, I mean, high VIX means, you know, ideally high movement. So.
And then we also have the end of the month, beginning of the month. You know, so that's next week is the 28th. That's going to be window dressing, money coming in. You know, so.
Yep. Yeah, and right there when the middle of the month happens too. A lot of people don't know about the cycle of the payroll cycle. People getting paid on the first of the month and all that.
Yeah. So. Yeah, it's pretty wild, man.
Always money coming in.
Money, money, money.
That's right.
And you know, the dollar here is going to be to me. I'm trying to figure out. You know, I can figure out like a higher dollar. What's going to happen with some of the commodities they want to get toasted? It's going to be really curious to see what the market does if in fact this dollar does break topside. You know, because it hasn't been up here for a while. And then the correlation is going to be that okay, are they going to try to sneak one rate cut in before the end of the year? I don't think so, but.
Rate hike?
Rate hike, yeah.
You say cut.
Oh, thank you. Rate hike, yeah.
Rate
cut.
My eyes had to do it.
Maybe that's
like, oh boy, here we go. Let's hear it.
Maybe that's the Freudian slip that's what I think is going to happen.
People, I'm sure you could get a reasonable person that are out there that could give you that take of the chances that they could, but that would be a shock to the market for sure.
Yeah, right. No doubt.
Yeah, right.
Right. Let's definitely cut it again. It's like,
well, you know what's so funny?
Game over.
How you can change your own perception.
I mean, you could get that, though. We
you
were just
could
there.
get that.
We were just there for years.
Exactly.
For sure.
There's no doubt you can get it. And it's
They've shocked the market before, in terms of history. So don't rule that stuff out as you know, if you see. I mean, the Fed's come in the middle of the day. Now, there's been crazy stuff happening, but it happens.
It happens.
And there's enough going on in the world to say for the rest of the year. That's all I was, that's when you talk about that long of a period of time right now. You should be able to examine a lot of different scenarios of how things
anything
play out.
And everything.
That's exactly. It kind of speaks to that. It's an outlier, right? It'd be a huge outlier. But Darrell knows outliers exist, man. That's
I'm always measuring that expected value.
Right? If it's greater than 0, you better realize it's a probability. That's what seriously. A number greater than 0, no matter how small, and guess what? It's greater than 0.
That's a good quote.
It is.
That's a good quote. You stay right there, folks. I'm Mr. Darrell Martin. Mr. Basil Chapman's coming up next, and then Think or Swim. Steve Rhodes, Dave White will be back this afternoon. Thanks, Darrell. Nice
Have a great one.
Thanks,
Have a great one, man. Have a safe one. We're all coming back Friday.
That's right.
Tommy and I will be back tomorrow morning, folks.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns, as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
This is TFNN.